This is the Business Experience Show with Lisa Caprelli, where we talk to entrepreneurs about the challenges and successes of starting, owning, or operating a business. Hear real-world advice from consulting professionals, marketing strategists, and business owners. Our team brings real-world experience with a splash of personality, adding an entertaining flavor to business talk. The host, Lisa Caprelli, a business owner, marketing consultant, and motivational coach. She has personally spent over $1 million on radio advertising and is here to share everything that has taught her. And now, from the right-brained marketing hostess who connects all the dots, the Business Experience Show.
Welcome to the Business Experience Show. I'm Lisa Caprelli. Also here with me is Brian Gapps, an innovative thinker with 10 years at a Fortune 500 company and 12 years at a family-run business. He has experienced many sides of business. Joining us today is Allison Ehret from U.S. Veterans Magazine, a quarterly publication and online resource where stateside warriors can find much-needed advice about civilian life, business, and benefits. Welcome, Allison.
Hi, thank you so much for having us. I really appreciate it. It's great to be on your show.
Right. U.S. Veterans Magazine is about 1 year old. How did it come about?
Actually, that's really interesting. Our company is DiversityCom, and we've been in business for 20 plus years. And there was just this need. Our founder, Mona Lisa Ferris, she had found this need about 1.5 years ago for transitioning veterans. There didn't seem to be anything out there to help the vets when they returned, from their tour of duty and whatnot. So we had this brainstorm about 2 years ago, and people actually thought we were kind of crazy with the economy. You're going to bring on another publication. You're out of your minds, But it was just the perfect time to bring it on, and we really pushed to have it come forward to help all of the vets transition when they come back from being, overseas and whatnot.
Right. So what type of content would you find in Veterans Magazine, U.S. Veterans Magazine?
Actually, we wanted it to be a full service publication. Mm-hmm. So we do everything from higher education, jobs, veterpreneurs, owning your own business, health and wellness is very important, veteran-friendly companies. We wanted it to be a one-stop shop for veterans. So,
I like the word veterpreneur.
Yeah, well, we don't. That's one of our competitors, but
I thought it was you were talking about like entrepreneurs.
It is. No, okay. It is. No, I'm just messing with you. So.
Okay,
just having a little fun. Just having a little fun.
Yeah.
But no, it does work well.
Are there other magazines that offer similar information?
Yes, they're actually one of them were our competitors, but they only cover, that's what makes us completely different than everybody else, is that they only cover jobs or businesses, where we cover everything, because I don't know if you have any veterans in your family. When you enlist, it's not just you, it's a family event. Mm-hmm. You're not just enlisting by yourself. So we wanted to make sure that we weren't just offering, what our competition was offering. We wanted to go the extra mile and make sure that we were offering, like you said, something for the spouses and something for the health and wellness, and when they come back, how to educate them and have them connect the dots with organizations that can help the veterans move into the next portion of their life, because they're very mission oriented, and when they come back, especially the younger guys, they don't have a mission anymore, so they needed that help. And that's when we decided that we need to give them a mission, and we need to connect them with the people who are going to help them achieve that mission in life.
So do you also cover family-related social activities in the magazine?
Yes, we do. We cover everything from we have 160 conferences that we attend, and they're all related. Some of them are business, some of them are family, but we do the health and wellness. We have people, we follow the PTSD very closely because that's a very big issue, the post-traumatic stress, career and employment, and spouse support. We always make sure that we're covering, the family and the family events as well.
So what are some of the fun things about working with U.S. Veterans Magazine?
Well, I have to say, and they're going to like this because they're going to get their shout out, but I probably work with some of the best coworkers in the world, and And that's a lot to say because they're mostly women. So it's either a really good day at the office or really a bad day at the office.
I heard that everyone is female except for one gentleman.
Yes, we have one. Our vice president is Rich, our office man, and he takes an awful lot of abuse on some days. But we managed to make it work. And the best thing about it, though, is I have to say, is when I get to see the veterans achieve, when they reach out to us and we can put them together with an organization, or if an organization can reach out to us and say, we're looking for veterans, and I can connect them. And these guys are doing such amazing things, and to see them, own a house or do something of that nature that they never thought was possible when they came back from their service. And it's just so rewarding from my end of things to be able to see that and achieve that.
So who have been some of the covers you've had on your magazine?
Well, the very first cover we had was Gary Sinise. And he is, I'm sure you're all familiar with him from CSI New York. And
Great guy.
He's also the Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump, and he does the Lieutenant Dan Band. So he was our first cover. He is a big proponent for vets. I just met him a couple weeks ago at the Medal of Honor recipient ball in Texas. And he's just a fabulous guy. The next issue was Dennis Haysbert, and he is also a tremendous proponent for vets. And actually, I was in an event with both him and John Voight, and they actually had a bet on who would stay the longest and sign the most autographs with the veterans. And just when John thought that Dennis was leaving, John was hiding behind a chair around the bar in the Marriott, and he thought when Dennis had left, then John came out and he signed a whole bunch more autographs, and then he called him and told him, I beat you, I won. So these guys they're a hoot. And then the next most current one, which is available online right now on www.usveteransmagazine.com, is J.R. Martinez. And he, you might recognize him. He won the 13th season of Dancing with the Stars. And he was burned over 34% of his body in an IED when his Hummer exploded. And I had the opportunity to interview him, and he's an amazing man. He just had a baby, and he does a lot of speaking. I met him at the Army Ball, and you can't say enough about his fight for the cause and the way he helps burn victims and what he supports. It's really awesome.
Who has been someone that stood out to you? I know you sometimes get to interview your covers yourself. Yes. You personally get to interview them. How is that? And working for people who don't know the magazine world, how cool is that?
It's amazing because it's a whole process what people don't understand. When from the minute that you speak with a publicist or an agent, and then you receive the pictures of the person, and then you interview them, and when you're interviewing them, you find out, you do your research as you do when you interview people, but you find out so many things about
behind
them,
the scenes.
that you wouldn't normally get. And
so let me ask you this: when someone tells you something maybe behind the scenes, and they say, "Oh, don't print that," I mean, obviously you honor that, right?
Yeah, no, I don't print things like that. But I have had people tell me when they listen, because it's different than radio, because I have to record it, and then I have to transcribe it to print. And it's really interesting. Yeah, and it's interesting, though, because I have had the comment from some of my mentors in the business that are like, it sounds like you're just hanging out. They're so comfortable with you. They tell you stuff that I would never tell you. And I go, I know. It's a good thing I'm honest and don't print everything.
Right. There's a behind-the-scene U.S. Veterans magazine we don't know about.
Yeah, we could put out a reality show for the U.S. Veterans magazine.
So your magazine is both online and print?
Yes, and it's downloadable digitally. We use Zinio. It's also... like I said, it's online, and a lot of the times when we go to our conferences, we'll provide it either in print, because we partner up with the conferences, and also sometimes they'll push it out digitally for us to all of their members.
So you provide the magazine free at veteran-related events. And is it available as a subscription basis as well?
Yes, we do have a subscription readership basis. We also have, besides the conference where we roll it out for free, and our goal with the Veterans magazine is a little different. We're trying to make sure that the veterans themselves never have to pay for an issue of it. So we really depend on, these other organizations pushing it out for us and distributing it. So it works that way. And we do have another way that we distribute it. Is there's a lot of times there's events like, there'll be a big event for Gary Sinise, and he'll want us to send 700 or 1,000 just for that event. So beyond the conferences and the subscription, then we do get these special requests from these other organizations that are like, we'd like you to be there, we'd like your magazine to be there.
That's a good way to get publicity out.
Yes, it is.
And is your magazine primarily advertiser driven?
Mostly, yes. It's mostly advertiser driven.
What is something people might not know about veterans, Allison?
As far as
when it comes to being entrepreneurial, and when they come back, if they've been out of the States and they come back, if they're trying to get a job, what do people not know about veterans that we should know?
I actually have just one quick thing here is that for me, good business sense is hiring veterans. And I'm just going to go really quick down the list that I had made for myself. First of all, if you're, I don't know if you know this, but the military, they say if you're 15 minutes early, you're already late.
Okay.
Okay, so when you're going to hire, the thing that people don't know about vets is that they're already trained for all of these positions that you're sitting across the table interviewing somebody with. You want somebody who's punctual? That equals a veteran. You want somebody with leadership? That's a veteran. A decision maker? That's a veteran. You want to follow directions, a project, somebody who's dedicated, adaptable, that's a veteran. Somebody with vision or a team player, they're already trained.
So that's good for businesses who are looking to hire, is to seek out veterans because of those job skills.
And where would a company interested in hiring veterans find more information about doing so?
Well, actually, they could go online and do the typical searches for the organizations. We provide it on we have our e-newsletter that comes out monthly, and then we do job listings and listings from companies that are veteran friendly. There are so many companies and organizations that can help the veterans right now that it'd be almost impossible. You'd have to to live in a cave somewhere to not know about it.
Right. I mean, it seems their sense of loyalty, their ability to lead and be led is invaluable.
They just want to help. The amount I've noticed since working with the vet magazine is that it's just everybody wants to help everybody. They are the nicest bunch of people I've ever come across in my entire life, and that says a lot because I've come across some nice people, but it's amazing to work with them. It's truly amazing.
That's great.
So I know times have changed, and this generation has really embraced thanking the veterans. When you see military people out in public, they often thank them. But it's not enough, is it? I mean, they really need help integrating back into the business world and in civilian life.
Yeah, you're correct. It's really great, and it warms my heart when I see that. I travel a lot. I see it a lot in the airport where people will, thank a veteran, and that's really awesome. And they love it, this generation that's coming back. But you're correct. What they really need, and I just heard a general speak at this at one of the last conventions I was at, was that it needs to start at the lowest level possible, which is your community. So it's the help that they need. They do need help. They don't know where to go, even though it may be obvious to us, like, hello, go to the USO, go to the VA, go here, go to it's not so obvious to them all the time. And it really needs to start in your community, in your own organizations, in your own families, to help them and guide them. And that's what, they've already got the thank you part down, and they really do appreciate that. But this young generation, and not so young, coming back, this generation of vets really needs the help.
Your company offers 4 diversity-related magazines, U.S. Veteran Magazine being one of them. Do most advertisers participate across the board with all of them, or is there a specific demographic for this magazine, U.S. Veteran Magazine?
Typically, the veteran community is very close-knit and very tight, but when you're talking about companies, branding, they tend to go across the board because they want to be diverse, and they also have a veteran initiative, so it's kind of run separately. So most of the companies will brand all the way across through all 4 publications. What you will find, obviously, is the NCOAs, the organizations, they will typically gravitate just to the Veterans magazine because that's their primary only focus.
So you wear many hats at your company.
I wear a lot of hats at my company. We all wear a lot of hats at my company.
So tell us a day in the life of working with the magazine publication.
It's crazy. Our office, we work bright and early in the morning to catch the East Coast because we're obviously West Coast. We're all in the office by 5 o'clock in the morning. You hit the ground running. I call it controlled chaos. We kind of run through the office and everybody is helping everybody else out. I'm doing this. I'm getting the leads together. I'm talking to the organizations for the conferences. We have somebody else who's hooking up the conferences and then the interviews. And, it's just one thing after another. And then, putting out your typical company fires on top of that. It's just crazy.
No, it's my impression that the Veterans Administration offers a multitude of programs for veterans, but in having to deal with the VA on behalf of my father, it can be difficult finding out exactly what is available and how to access it. I imagine that's something that U.S. Veterans Magazine gets into a lot.
Yes. What you just pointed out actually is pretty accurate, and even to this day it's pretty accurate, is that there's so many organizations out there, and what we're trying to do at the Vet Magazine is literally connect the dots and to make it a 360 complete degree circle, because there's this organization here and this one here and this one here and then the VA's here, and everybody's so new to this, even though they're not. They've been around so long, they're just trying to find a way to work with each other. So what we try to do is give them all a place to put their information so that we can connect them together and make it a win-win for everybody.
So tell the audience, Sports Radio AM 830 KLAA listeners, where they can find your publication.
Actually, like I said, we do a lot of the conferences. We're on a lot of the VA hospital, the EDD offices, the TAP program, online, obviously, colleges, campuses. I mean, you name it, we're there. Some of the organizations. There's a whole entire list on our website, too, so you can always get that
Thanks
as well.
to Allison Ehret from U.S. Veterans Magazine. You are listening to the Business Experience Show on Sports Radio AM 830 KLAA. I'm Lisa Caprelli. We'll be right back. Are you an entrepreneur who would like to increase your business by becoming more recognizable in your field? Ever considered authoring a book, being on radio, or strengthening your brand, but you haven't yet? Hi, I'm Lisa Caprelli with the Business Experience Show. I can help you remake or revitalize your professional image in ways you only dreamed about or never imagined. Through business, marketing, and networking, I can show you how to put the passion and fun back in what you do. Visit goglossy.com for a free consultation. I would love to help you achieve more. Visit goglossy.com.